Welcome to your very last video lesson for a while. So don't forget, you have to come to Zoom tomorrow. So it'll just be like this. You just follow the same schedule that you did on Tuesday. We're going to stick with volume, and then we're going to also do volume tomorrow. And then Monday, we will move on to our exponent packet. So that has been, remember, that's been dropped off at the office. You can pick it up. I downloaded it to Schoology. You can print it out, or you can take pictures, or not pictures, sorry. You can take all notes on notebook paper. Just understand that every once in a while I'm going to be like, submit your work. So because I expect you to keep up with it, even just like when we were at school. Okay, so we're going to go on to volume of a prisms, and excuse me. So the volume is the measure of how much space is occupied by a three-dimensional solid. It's the amount inside. All right, the volume for every shape. Now I know we learned three different volumes for those three different shapes, but when you have a prism, it's always the area of the base times the height. But the area base could be a square, it could be a rectangle, it could be a triangle, it could be a trapezoid. So this part is going to change depending on the type of prism. So we're going to focus on a rectangular prism, which is just like this. It looks like this, like a box of tissues, or any type of like box that you might have to wrap presents in, whatever. This is a rectangular prism. So again, this is something you probably need out a sheet of paper. Well, you definitely need out a sheet of paper and a calculator. So go ahead and grab those things, pause and grab if you need to. So right here, we're gonna talk about the volume of a rectangular prism. So it's the area of the base. Well, in this case, the base, you don't have to write this part. I'll tell you what's right. The base is a rectangle. Why is it not letting me write here? There we go. Rectangle. The area of the rectangle times the height. Well, how do we find the area of a rectangle? It's length times width. So it's just length times width times height. This is what you need to write down. Okay? Length times width times height. You probably already knew that. So here's an example where you don't have to do anything right now. You'll have your own prompts to do, but here's just an example where the only work, just like the other day, is filling it in. So, and honestly, some people mess this up. It really doesn't matter. You're going to get the same answer. So let's say the length is 8, the width is 7, and the height is 3. All you have to do is plug those three things in a calculator, and you get 168. And now our label is centimeters, and remember, its volume is always cubed because it's centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. Centimeters cubed. That's it. Okay, so I want you to look at this one. So Heather wants to buy a new refrigerator. She only has room for one that has 18 square or cubic feet. That's how we read that, or feet cubed, or less. So which of the dimensions? So you're going to have to go through and find the area of all of those until it fits this one. Now look, it says though, just keep in mind, it says 18 cubic feet or less. So go ahead and solve that. All right, so really you could have just stopped right here because, well, anyway, if you plug these all in, this one is 15 feet cubed. That is the only one that is 18 or less. None of them are 18, right? But these are all over 18. So your answer would be A. Done. All right, let's go on to the next one. So here's another type of example. We have a chocolate bar. It's shaped like a right rectangular prism with a length, height, and width. Go ahead and find the volume of that. All right, and you should have gotten B24. Remember, I'm going to be, since this is an ed puzzle, I can see who completed them and what you got. So make sure that you are working carefully. All right, so that's a rectangular prism, super easy. Let's go on to a triangular prism. Okay, now, again, the volume is the area of the base times the height. You don't have to write this down, but let's look at a triangular prism. Technically, when we look at a prism, a rectangular prism, these are our bases. they're parallel. The parallel sides are the bases, okay? These sides are not parallel because they touch, but the parallel sides are the bases, and those are triangles. So the area of the base is a triangle. So we're going to throw in what you need to write. This is what you need to write. Volume equals, now, do we know what the area of a triangle is? I will tell you. It's 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, put that in parentheses because it's going to have 2 H's. If you can see here, look, if you look down at this one, here's the height, and see how it's lowercase and B is lowercase. That's with the whole, that's only for the triangle. And then we have a capital H, which is the height of the whole thing, okay? But basically, you're just going to plug this number in, this number in, this number in, and multiply everything together, okay? So here is our example. Let me drag this down. Here we go. All right, so here is our first example. Sorry. Let me get rid of this one here quick. That'll pop up in a minute. All right, so all you have to do here is fill in volume. So you put 1/2. Now, you need the base of the triangle. Here's the base. So let's come over here. Up, here we go. The base is 8.3. So we put 8.3. That's the height. And the length of this is 10. So times 10. And then the height of the whole thing, even though it's on its side, remember, these are our bases. So the height of the whole thing, if we would stand it up, is 14. And then you just plug that in your calculator and you would get 581. And then what would it be? Centimeters cubed. Okay? So I want you to try this problem. So here it is. Let me move myself out of the way. Go ahead and find the area of this triangular prism. And you should have gotten 115.5 because it was 1/2. Don't forget that 1/2 times the base, which is 7, times the height, which is 3, then times the height of the whole thing. That's the height of the whole thing, which is 11. All right. So here's where I need you to get out a piece of paper because this is what you're going to be submitting. We have like an open-ended question and we're going to work through it together and then you're going to finish it up and submit it. So pay close attention because this is a hard one. And if you're in La La Land, you're not going to be able to follow what I need you to do. Okay, so focus. Here we go. We have a box. Now you don't have to, and this is downloaded as a PDF in Schoology where you have to submit it, okay? But we're gonna get you started. So we have a box that contains 9 identical glass spheres. So here's a sphere. There are 9 of them used to make snow globes. They're tightly packed into a box. We have to find 2 things, or you have to find 2 things. You have to find the total volume of all 9 spheres, and then how much space is left in the box. See all that space there? How much space is there? Okay, so what do you think the first thing we have to do? All right. So the first thing, obviously, if we have to find the total volume of all 9 spheres, so step 1, and you might want to write this down because, again, you are going to have to do this. Step 1 is you need to find the volume of one sphere, one of them. And here is our volume formula. So it's 4/3 pi r cubed. And don't forget that cube because I'll tell you what, I was making this answer key and it was not working out, and that's because I had a squared here and not a cube. So make sure that is cubed. Okay, so I know you know what to fill in for pi, but we need to find the radius. So step 2, we need to find r. So looking at this, here is 12 from here to here. Here to here, this whole line is 12. Okay. A radius, remember, is from the middle on. So what do you think that length is? If all the way across is 12, What do you think that length is? And it should be, so let's think about this. If from the whole way across is 12, right? Which means 12, and there are 3 across, 12 divided by 3. So there's 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. So from length from one end of the sphere to the other is 4, right? But that's the diameter. So what would the radius be? What's half of 4? 2. So you know 2. You know here's your formula. You're going to go ahead and find the formula of 1, okay? And that's on you. So you should find the volume. And that's of 1, okay? 1 sphere. Now, what's next? What are we going to do next? Right, we have to find the total area of all of them. So they're all the same. So you're going to take the volume. So step 3 is you are going to take the volume, whatever you get. Oh, sorry. Whatever you get here. Why is this not working for me? The volume of 1, which is this right here, which is what you get, and you're going to multiply it by how many spheres are there? There are 9. That's going to be the total amount of space all 9 of them are taking, okay? So you find the volume of 1 using R, then you multiply that by 9. Now that's going to tell you how much space is occupied by the 9 spheres, okay? Remember, you're on your own, you're going to submit this. Now we want to find the total amount of space left in the box. So how are we going to find all the space there in that white? Okay, so what do you think? What are we going to do? What do we need to find first? All right, you should have answered. You're right, we have to find the volume. My thing is acting up big time here. You have to find the volume. Sorry, guys. Of the box. All right, so what's the shape of the box? It's a rectangular prism. So you have that written down in your notes. So yes, you are going to find the volume of that box. I'm not going to tell you how because you should have it down, okay? Then what that means is we know how much the entire box occupies. Then we know how much the total number of all the spheres take place. How are we going to find the leftover? What do you think? How are we going to find the leftover? So when we find the leftover amount, we are going to subtract. I have no idea what's wrong here. Step 5 is we're going to subtract. What are we subtracting? We're subtracting the total volume of the box that you got in step 4. Subtract the total volume of the spheres that you got in step 3. Okay? So you were on your own. I'm looking for, did you plugging numbers into the formula? Total answers with labels. All of your work, final answer. Okay? Final answer. So you are going to finish this. If you're lost, hit rewind. You can do this. Take it step by step and then submit it to me. And don't you dare just submit one answer to me. I need to see the answer to step 1. I need to find the answer. We did 2. I need to find the answer to step 3, step 4, step 5. So you should have 4 parts submitted to me with work. What numbers you multiplied together, what numbers you subtracted, and so on. All right, you got this. This is a good introduction to an open-ended question. We will be doing more in the future, but good luck, and I will see you all tomorrow in Zoom. Okay, have a good day, guys.